Shalom, friends. This is Akiva with Israel in 5, and I'm inviting you to take part in a very, very important campaign from Meir Panim to help millions of Israelis who are in need in general in their lives every single day, but especially as the upcoming Jewish high holiday season is approaching. And it's up to us to help these millions of Israelis celebrate these holidays with joy, celebration, and with dignity. There are all kinds of populations in great need. There are Holocaust survivors still trying to make ends meet after having gone through so much suffering and pain in their lives. There are IDF soldiers who are reliant on gift packages and food deliveries from Meir Panim, especially lone soldiers who come from other countries all around the world to serve in the IDF to protect the Jewish state, who don't have the family in Israel like other soldiers do. There are 100,000 Israelis who are still not living in their homes in the north of Israel because of the constant rocket attacks from Hezbollah. They need our help too. And of course, the families that are living under the poverty level are struggling every single day and are wondering, how are we going to give our families, our kids, a joyous holiday season? Please go to Israel5.org/donate or click on the link below to give a donation. Every single donation will be doubled as a result of a very generous grant by the Steinberg Gift Fund. And this is the time to give. This is the time to act to make sure that after a very, very hard year of war in Israel against Hamas and the Gaza Strip, Hezbollah from Lebanon, that Israelis are able to celebrate this high holiday season with joy and with dignity. Give what you can and know that every single dollar of your donation will go directly to helping all of these Israelis in need. Thank you so much and all the best. How do modern Jews in Israel today observe the holiest day of the entire Jewish year, Yom Kippur? Let's find out. Shalom, my friends. This is Akiva Gersh with Israel in 5, where we give you everything Israel in 5 minutes. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, want to keep the conversation going, please do so below in the comments. Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement in the Jewish calendar, is a very, very special, unique, and holy day in the Jewish calendar. It is an all-day fast day, but as opposed to all other fast days in the Jewish tradition, this is not a fasting out of sadness, out of mourning over something terrible that happened in our past. This is something that comes directly from the Torah, from the Hebrew Bible, as a commandment, as an obligation to fast for the entire day, the 10th day of the Hebrew month of Tishrei, as an atonement for all of our wrongdoings, errors, and mistakes of the past year, and to start the new year off in a fresh and clean kind of way, as if we're getting a clean slate, right, to begin with. Just about a week after Rosh Hashanah is over, we have this day of Yom Kippur in order to really solidify that we are determined to begin this new year that just began in the best way possible. So we have this entire day that is filled with fasting, as well as filled with prayers. There are certain Jews that spend the entire day in synagogue praying from morning until night. Sometimes they have small breaks in between, sometimes longer breaks. There are some, though, literally, who spend the entire day in synagogue because it is such a special day. It's a special day filled with yearning and longing for a good year for themselves, for their families, for their communities, for their people, for the world. Right? So it's a once in a year kind of thing, right? Where the Jewish people are dedicating this entire day to focusing on themselves spiritually and seeing what can they do and how can they be in this new year ahead of them that just got started, right? What can they do and how can they be that will make this year both the best for them and for everyone as well. Now, it's interesting when you look at modern Israel to see the different ways that Israelis will observe this day, because not everyone in Israel is typically or traditionally religious, right? So how do they observe this day? So it's very interesting, right? We know that there's Shabbat in Israel. And there's many people that keep Shabbat very strictly. They don't use electricity. They don't use phones. They don't go in cars. And then there's a lot of Israelis that do that, right? In certain communities, everything's closed, all kinds of stores, malls, everything, right? In certain communities in Israel where there are things that are open for people to go to, whether they be malls or certain stores or whatever it might be. In Israel, on Yom Kippur, everything closes down. Everything. It's this national observance of Yom Kippur in this very unique and unified kind of way. Many secular Israelis, an overwhelming majority of them, will fast on this day. Many of them will put their phones aside for the entire day. They won't drive. They won't drive. It's one of the most unique features of Yom Kippur in modern Israel today. You won't see this in any other Jewish community in the world where both religious and secular Israelis are not using their cars. They walk, they bike, but they will not use their cars the entire day. Right? In addition, like I said, stores will be closed, malls will be closed, radio stations closed down, TV stations closed down as well. Right? You'll just find like an off the air kind of sign that if you try to turn it on. It's a very interesting day. This only happens once a year. And it really is this thing that really unifies the Israeli people in a way that we just don't see any other time of the year. Secular religious, it doesn't matter, right? Whether you're spending the whole day in synagogue or not, there is this very, very deep and beautiful communal national observance of this very special day, Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. Right? There's no laws in Israel saying that people have to do this. This literally came from the people. This came from the society here, and it became a very, very strong custom. So much so that if somebody saw a Jewish Israeli driving on the streets on Yom Kippur, it would be a very strange thing to see. And that's why many kids, specifically secular kids, will flood the streets with bikes, right? Because there's no cars on the road for the entire day. They take advantage of it at night, during the day. As I'm walking to synagogue, we're back from synagogue on Yom Kippur. I see this, and it's a fun thing for them that they have freedom of the roads and no worries about cars being on the road. So this is a beautiful thing that we see in modern Israel, something that can only happen in the Jewish state, and that could only happen when the Jewish people come home to their land after 2,000 years of exile. One of the really, really unique and powerful days of the entire Jewish year. Thanks so much. All the best and be well.